John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another head from Australia. Man, Australia puts out some incredible broadheads. What's up with that? I mean, I've tested so many from there that I really end up liking. And this is another one by the original designer of the Ozcut. It's called the NIX. And I've seen some cool videos on Instagram, and I reached out to Nick, who's the owner, a buddy of mine, and asked if I could test these, and he sent me a pack all the way from Australia, and I'm going to put them to the test. And I'm going to be using my protocol for 2025. For a description of that protocol, all that I do in my testing, please check out the video I posted earlier this year called 2025 Broadhead Test Process, and it'll explain it all to you. I'm going to be using my Elite Carbon Eon bow for most of the shooting. Man, I love that bow. And I'm going to be using my Killer Instinct LOGIX, called a LOGIX, the new line that just came out for the flight testing. Really enjoying that as well. And for all the shooting, I'm using Bishop Archery, arrows, and bolts. All right, let's zoom in and check out this NIX and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at this NIX Saber. This is a pretty cool broadhead right here that its primary purpose and design is to maximize durability. I mean, it is built like a tank. And that's because Nick, the guy that designs it, that owns the company, man, he lives in Australia, does a lot of mountain hunting for these big old mean hogs. And he likes a broadhead that he knows can hold up to hard bone and those hard shields and so forth. So he's come up with this Saber, 150 grains. Now the materials, it's just one chunk of stainless steel, brought to a Rockwell hardness of 47 to 48, which is going to make it a bit easier to resharpen. And for resharpening, you can just lay it flat on a rock or any stone. I like to use a Stay Sharp Guide diamond plates because they progress. Like there's different coarseness. You start with the coarse one, you get to the really fine one, and man, you can put a nice edge on that and get it quite a bit sharper than it comes out of the package. Or another thing you can do is use the Stay Sharp Guide 344 sharpener. I've demonstrated that before. You can go on the YouTube page Innovative Outdoorsman and see them do like a demonstration of using the 344. But what that does is it changes this bevel from a 60-degree bevel to a 44-degree bevel, just making it all the sharper. And it takes off very little of the material, but it'll be quite a bit sharper as a result. But anyway, the cutting diameter in this is 1 inch, so the total, pretty small, but the total cut is 1.5 inches. And like I said, durability was their main goal. The blades are 0.072 inches thick, so really thick blades. And then it's got this tip that not only is a pyramid tip, but it's also got an extra tanto chisel to it, just to make sure that tip does not roll over. It's not like super sharp, but again, their goal was durability, and on the end of an arrow flying at nearly 300 feet per second, it's going to be plenty sharp to penetrate plenty deep. And the cool thing as well about these broadheads is they come in at a really good price of just $8.50 each. That's in US dollars. I know the Australian to US currency, it changes, but that's the way it is now at the time I'm doing this, $8.50 each. Plus you have to pay for shipping from Australia. I'm not sure how all that comes out, but they're not very expensive. Oh, and the total length here is 1.25 inches. So really cool looking broadhead. Eager to put it to the test and see how it performs. The NIX got the solid 10 ring and just missed the bullseye by a fraction of an inch. It took 287 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.13 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 8.5 inches. It only took an additional 10 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.8 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 58 layers, which is an 8.29 on a 10-point scale. The head's in excellent shape after the 3 shots through the MDF. And it's still in perfect condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. And you can also see the holes that it made. They're not very big, but they are kind of like triangular punch-out holes rather than just a cylindrical hole with 3 slits coming off of it. Here it is after all the durability testing, and these broadheads are a great example, there's others too, that show you don't have to have top tier steel in order to be really durable, but you do have to have a really good geometric design and good strong design built for integrity, and these certainly are that. You could still feel the edge here, not super sharp, but you can feel that edge, a little sticky, and the tip was just built to be really durable, but after everything, even the concrete sticking in about right to there, there's just very little, if any, damage. So what'd you think? Man, it performed really well. Super simple design, but they've done some extra things just to make it all the more durable. And man, if you're looking for a simple but deadly, no nonsense, low cost broadhead that'll last you the rest of your life, man, you're going to be hard pressed to do better than this one. So you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most. See if it might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score, as well as the corresponding Lusk grade. And also stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes that I can share with you to help you save some money. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.